founder and CTO of DailyDev. So a lot of you might have used DailyDev, or some of you might have wondering what it is all about. So we'll be talking more about it. Thank you for sponsoring our hackathon, and it's been a pleasure having you with us. Thank you, IDO, and welcome to the meet.
Hey everyone, and thank you for hosting me. I'm so excited towards this session and answering all the questions, and yeah, and also sponsoring the hackathon.
Thank you, IDO. Until I started using DailyDev, I really didn't know that I needed that tool often. Initially I just started reading some one or two news, but then soon on it became a habit of checking the feed every day so that I don't miss anything of my interest. So DailyDev is a really cool and amazing Chrome extension. You guys should really test it out because I started using it and now I'm totally addicted. Every day I go and check the feeds every day so that I don't miss up any relevant news. And you can also actually select the publications that you want. So what is the story behind DailyDev? So why was it created? What is the idea behind it?
So we created DailyDev especially because the problem you are saying, there are so many publications, there is so much going on in the development world, a lot of news, a lot of frameworks. Everything is growing rapidly every day. And I used to have, in the previous company, I used to manage a lot of RSS feeds in my Slack channels, and I went browsing many blogs every day. And it was very overwhelming to do it every day. So one day, one of the partners that I have today, Tzachi, came to me and came with this idea of putting everything in a browser extension. So we started building it out, and we made it first just for our internal teams in the old company. And once we saw everyone is excited about it and everything, we decided to try out and publish it to the outer world. And once we saw the adoption, we realized that there is something going on, and we decided to go on a full-time job on daily.dev.
Wow, that's amazing. To be honest, this tool is very useful for people who don't know. I'll just share your link in the description. Do go and check it out. You'll be able to explore this extension a lot. And you not only do you get that relevant articles, but most of these articles come from top publications, and you'll be able to select publications of your own interest. Just say that you're a Python developer and you want to know things related to machine learning, Python. You can select the relevant, say, starting from towards data science to Python's blog. You can select these things and explore it. So why did you decide to develop it into open source instead of doing it in-house? So why the choice open source?
We chose open source because Daily Dev mission as a company is to empower developers. So we started out with a Chrome extension and helping developers stay up to date, but alongside we wanted to bring more value for developers, and we think open source is one of the best ways to do it, because then people can contribute to the products they love, they can learn how we build Daily Dev, and so maybe they can use this information to build their products and to be better developers. And along with this, empowering developers, we started yesterday a new series of monthly events. It's called the Monthly Dev. It's powered by daily.dev, of course, by us. And we wanted to create a TED-like platform for developers, so we can gather around every month and learn new things and get to know other frameworks and other people, and not just be behind the screen. So this was the idea, to see each other face to face.
Wow, that's really nice. So now you're working full-time at DailyDev.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question. So right now, in conventional field, open source is not being really seen as much of a profession, but rather than a hobby. At least in India, open source is more like a hobby, or where you learn and where you go to learn and experiment. So what is your thought on open source as a profession? Like, do you think like this particular job role is coming up now? Like, since a lot of products are going open source, and now open source is seen as a really good development methodology to have. So, what is your thoughts on that?
I think that open source development is here for a long time already. If you see projects like Linux or MySQL, Postgres, Elasticsearch, many of these projects are open source, and they have, of course, a commercial use, and they are successful companies. So open source and professionality can go hand in hand. And it doesn't mean that if you are working on open source, it means that it's an hobby. You can create a profession out of it, you can make money. It all depends on the product and how you want to sell it at the end of the day.
Awesome. So like when you just got when you like was Daily Dev your first attempt into open source, or did you have any previous experience in open source? Like, are you a regular contributor? Like, what is your background? Because a lot of us want to get started into open source, but we don't know how exactly to do it. So like, where do we start? How do we create such good projects like Daily Dev? Daily Dev is an amazing open source project. So what is your tips for people who want to get started into open source and have their own projects?
So I had very little experience in open source before. I mean, I am an experienced software developer, but I was not experienced in open source. I did some contributions here and there, mainly for documentation and some bug fixing. But my best tip is just do it incrementally, like start by rolling out your project as an open source. It doesn't have to be perfect. Documentation doesn't have to be complete. Just put it out, see how people react to your open source project, try to promote it. And if you see that the community is starting to engage with your project, then slowly improve the project. I mean, we do still have sometimes people, for example, who use Windows and try to contribute that mention they have compatibility issues and some other, and we are trying to solve everything on the go and together with the community.
Wow, that's really cool. So one doubt I have is like, let's see, any product needs to make some amount of revenue over the time for it to sustain. So is making revenue out of open source possible, or how does it work in the open source? Like how does a project or a company generate revenue through open source?
Mm-hmm. So there are some ways to generate revenue from open source. The most popular way, if we talk about, for example, open source databases, so they offer like the community package as part of the open source, and then they provide enterprise package in a monthly fee or hosted services in a monthly fee. So this is one way, like to provide premium support for your product. The second way, for example, in Daily, we ran ads in the application. So this is how we generate revenue. And the third is more like a kind of foundation way. You can collect donations from the community. There are many platforms that you can do it. GitHub has the sponsorship button, so you can opt in for this program. There is also Open Collective. There are many ways that you can ask for donation from the community, and it's very popular. If people love what you do, they will donate you money.
Oh, awesome. So what is the core team size of Daily Dev? So do you guys have office or you work virtual? What is the team size of Daily Dev?
The team size is 3.
I always see many teams active in the GitHub community. So I want to know, like, what is the team size? How many of you are working there?
So we are 3 people, only 3 people. We are 3 partners. So this is the team size. And we have one person who is focused on growth, who is also the CEO of the company. His name is Nimrod. We have a designer called Tzachi, and me, a developer. So the three of us, we work on daily.dev every day, 24/7, and this is what we do.
Wow, that's really impressive. That's like a mini hackathon team on its own, working towards like. So like, so what are your favorite? Like talking about articles, what are your who are your favorite authors, or what are your favorite persons whom you learn from? So any favorite authors you have?
So actually, I'm reading right now a book about architecture, like for big data and everything. But I honestly don't remember the exact name of the book and the author, but it's a pretty good book. I can check out later and share it with you. So you can share maybe in the description below in YouTube. And honestly, thanks to Daily, I'm not following any specific author. I'm just, trying to put my hands on everything that is going on. Yeah, and no specific person in this matter.
Perfect. So what's next for Daily Dev?
The next step, which is already rolling out slowly, is the web version of daily.dev, because many people ask for, Safari support or any other browser support, or maybe they don't like to install extensions because they don't like the new tab or whatever. So we are rolling out a web version. It's available in app.daily.dev, so you can try it out now. Currently, you can see only the feed and comment about the posts, but slowly you will see there the bookmarks and the filtering that you mentioned before. And just recently, we also launched an NLP-based system for auto-tagging the content. So you can also check it out.
Wow.
Yes, the web. Yeah.
It was actually a long time coming. Like I agree. Like a lot of people didn't want to have extensions because like they like their home screen stuff. But I think the web version is actually pretty cool. Now it's currently in beta, and I think I like it. Like the experience is just the same, hasn't changed a lot. And I think I like the web version more. Like it is pretty interactive. So this is like the web version. What's next after that? So is there any idea for the future? So where are you planning to take this forward?
So because we are a small team, we are focusing on one step every time. So the web version might take us to complete it a month or two, let's say, maybe a month. And then we will focus more on content quality, I guess. We talked about it a lot before, but we want to improve the quality and we want to give articles more chance to get exposure as they deserve, because right now we are handling like maybe hundreds of posts that are coming in every day. So it's very hard to decide what goes up, what goes down, how to do this balance and give everyone a chance to get the exposure. So this is our next step after the web version.
Awesome. So, like, who does the like? Do you have a content moderation team, or is it you three working on the content part, like choosing which one goes in? Because there are tons of articles. So, how do you have the time to filter everything?
Because we are a small team, it forces us to do a lot of optimizations and automations to the process. So we have many automated rules that decide what goes in and what goes out, or what the rank should look like for every post. But there is a lot of manual work behind the scenes as well, like to choose the right sources to get posts from, and to moderate comments that are not positive or trying to troll. So yeah, a lot of moderation work behind the scene. We're thinking maybe to get some community help in moderating in daily.dev.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah,
Am I
can you hear
audible?
me? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Oh, you are back now.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm back. So I'm like, is there any community or forum where interested people can join in and discuss regarding this, help out with the content moderation? Like, I'm sure a lot of students are using this particular extension and would like to get more involved. So how do we do that?
So we have a GitHub community, so you can check it out. This is something new that we are trying to get more people involved. We have the different repositories that you can check out the documentation if there is anything specific you would like to contribute to. Currently, we don't have the time to maintain a lot of getting started issues to help people get on board the repositories. But once someone wants to contribute, maybe we can think of something together.
Awesome. So, people who are interested, like to work on the content moderation or like help you out with the design or like join in, they can necessarily join the GitHub community. And I think there's also a Slack community which the students can join in. And I'll be sharing the link to that pretty soon in the description. So, like, what is the like? Do you play Minecraft? Like a lot of some of my friends wanted to know, like, because a lot of developers love Minecraft, and I personally love Minecraft. So, do you play Minecraft?
Actually, I play Rocket League. You know Rocket League?
No, but I'm gonna be checking out after this session for sure.
It's like a game that exists for a few years already, and it's like soccer but with cars. So you drive a car and you have to put the ball in the goal to score the ball.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a great stress buster.
yeah, it's crazy game actually. Once you get inside and you get used to the controlling this car, it's crazy game. You should try it out.
Will surely do. So, like, the next question is like, I recently came across the Daily Dev Ambassador program, and like I signed up, and I was able to like get referrals and get some awesome swag. So, what is this program, and what is the future for this program? So, what are you trying? Like, is it for the community building, or what is it about?
We want to spread the word of daily, and of course we can do it. We can't do it by ourselves. This is why we ask for help from the community, from the people who love using our product, such as you. We ask, please bring more people to the product, spread the word, bring your friends, and we will give every 2 days. We give a T-shirt, an ambassador T-shirt, which is exclusive T-shirt just for the ambassadors, who brought the many people they could. So every 2 days we have this raffle, and we send out a T-shirt.
Awesome. Like I recently received the T-shirt and the stickers, and they are awesome. Like seriously, it was really good. Busy developers, like seriously meets what it is about. So like one question I had about in mind is like now that we wanted to contribute in a technical way towards daily dev. So what is the tech stack used, and how can I think a lot of JavaScript goes into action. So how or what are the tech stack, and how can we approach you to start like working in the development process, not just the design or content? How can we get more involved in the development process?
So the stack is divided by the different projects. Every project has a different stack. For example, the extension is a Vue.js based application, and the web app is React.js. is React-based application. Probably in the near future, we will blend the web app and the extension together into only React. But we also have backend in Node.js, and we have some Python code. So it really depends on the project. If you want to contribute, again, the best place to start is the GitHub community. Share your thoughts, and we will try to help you get on board and see how you can help us out.
Awesome. So I have one more question to ask. So like once you finished your computer science, like your degree, so what was the when was this idea? Like you said that this idea came up during when you were working with your colleagues. So if not daily dev, what would have been your next project? Do you have any existing side hustles like you're thinking about working on? Is there any ideas?
Actually, I don't have any time for side hustles right now because of daily dev. Like we are growing very fast, and it requires lots of attention and lots of effort, especially in a small team like ours. So daily dev is the only thing I'm doing right now. But if I wouldn't do it, so probably I maybe created another project or go work at some big company.
That's nice. Like, yeah, because like these projects are, I think it has a really good impact, and the way it is designed is easy for users to understand and like work with it. So, like, is there any hiring chances? Are you like looking to hire more people to the company? Like, what is any idea on that? Because right now, as you said, the team is small and it is growing up very quick. So, is there probably there's a future in hiring for the students or for a more professional background?
Unfortunately, now we can't afford hiring people. But I guess if we keep growing and we manage to make more revenue out of this project, then it might be relevant. But as it seems right now, it's not something that will happen in the upcoming months.
Okay. I hope that there's some hiring chances soon. Like this is an amazing project to work on. So like one thing I want to know, see a lot of us like from going from a job to starting up a startup, like of like a daily dev, working on a project in full time. This leap is like something very hard for a lot of people. Like they don't know whether to quit their job or not. Like whether because startups say what it is uncertain and not a lot of things work. Like we know the product is like it's like the product is becoming hit by a lot of people, but still like how did you get the confidence to take the leap, and like was it an overnight decision or you planned it carefully to go into the full-time development or into daily dev?
I think you as a project owner or a startup founder, you are the first one who should believe in what you are doing. Like if you don't believe enough in what you do and don't want to do this leap of faith, then how would you expect other people to do it for you? So once you have some confidence in your project and you see some traction from the community, and of course you can afford it financially, because not all of us can afford it financially, then it's a good time to do the leap of faith. For example, we currently, for a long time in daily.dev, we didn't earn any money personally. We didn't receive anything. And even now, the money is not compared to anything we could do in other company. Like it's, but it's rewarding because you do what you like and you work on your own project. So this is the best motivation in my opinion. But of course, as I mentioned, you need to be able to financially support this move and not just do it blindly.
That's true. So like I think a lot of planning went into this before taking up the leap, because like we as students, we have the time in our hand, and luckily our parents support us to work. So we work on a lot of projects and try to take it off to the next level. But often we are like stuck behind the education and like whether to focus on our education or focus on the project entirely. Often we just get stuck on that. So like, did you plan to make any startup when you were studying in your college, or was this interest to lead a to create a company and lead it came later on?
Yeah, ever since I was ever since I was little, like teenager, I always wanted to create my own company. So it was a dream of mine for a long time, and I'm happy that I managed to do it eventually. Actually, my best tip for everyone who wants to found their startup and are afraid is that you can start with a side project. You can try roll it out and keep your day job going. Put a lot of, nighttime or sleeping time in your side project to promote it, to grow it. And once you see that it generates enough revenue, you can do this leap of faith. Or an alternative approach would be to start your own community and start gathering followers that believe in what you do. And once you have enough community, the community is big enough, you can then create a product and then promote this product through the community you created. This is also a very popular way today to create first the community and only second the product.
Community-driven development. Like that's
Exactly.
Actually it's coming up largely. Like a lot of people wanted to create projects, but like not everyone could afford such a huge cost. So developing it with the community, it also reduces the stress on the core team and helps them to focus on planning and how to execute the application and designing the architecture. So I think that ends the session. Like it's been a very informative session and learned a lot about open source and what's next. Like I have some ideas regarding to take my projects to the next level, and I got some really good ideas from you. Thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for sponsoring a hackathon. Like since this hackathon is a student-run hackathon, every single help from companies like you means a lot to us. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for hosting me, and feel free, everyone, to reach me out on Twitter. I'm IDO SHAMUN. You can share the link later on. You can send me DMs. You can tweet me, whatever you want.
Perfect. Do check out their Daily Dev's Twitter account, and they're pretty active there. So do check out the extension, and trust me, from a student, can ensure you that you would completely love it. You might think you won't need it, but trust me, you will need it. So do check it out. I personally love it a lot. I don't recommend a lot of products, but this thing I have loved it. And the thing is, like, they're keeping it free for all the people who wants to read. Like a lot, they don't like only if you need exclusive features or what the premium is there, but they're keeping it usable and free for all, and that I think is a really big thing. So thank you for such a quality product from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.